Listen, ladies, all I'm hearing in every video and every podcast, all I'm hearing is a bunch of women everywhere, mostly black, asking for men to be traditional men, which are husband-like men. And there's a bunch of modern women who don't want to submit, who wants men to pay for their submission, and don't understand that in the ways of the Bible, they're claiming they're Christian, that they're supposed to submit to whatever man that they decide to deal with. And they're supposed to pick a man that they would want to submit to. And it's not a guy, it doesn't have anything to do with his money. But
And as far as age go, if you're older, you got to make up for being older because he can still purchase the younger models. So it's like a car, right? I don't want to do it, but I got to because it's easier for everybody to understand. If it's 2025 and you're a 2010 or a 2008 vehicle, you can't qualify with the 2025 stuff coming in there asking for a brand new price on the used vehicle. Because what you're asking for when you ask for a man that got all this stuff, that he got to have this car, this job, that all this shit, because you're older and you made mistakes, you're looking at it from a older financial standpoint. And what you're failing to understand is men that have the money and has the purchasing power to get anybody he wants. He wants somebody to represent his money and his status of life where he is now. So the woman will be like a trophy to him. He don't want no older woman with a bunch of I already done and I done already did and done been through being and put miles and multiple owners on the vehicle. He don't want it. He don't want a refurbished engine. He don't. There are some men that love older women. I do myself. But she still has to be bad. Physically, I have to be physically attracted to her. For us to date seriously or marriage, I got to be physically attracted to her. She has to then be catering to me and really attentive to me and my needs if I'm going to choose her over all the other women I could possibly have. Some men don't have those options. A lot of men still do have those options and can get what they want and know they worth. So they're not finna deal with you and go back and forth with you. It is not a debate. It's either you going to get on his program, get him what he want, and he can get you what you want, or you ain't going to qualify and you just going to have to find another guy. And when you say, well, I can just go get another guy, check it out. How often do you find a man that make $100,000 a year or have his shit together physically and mentally and financially? You just not gonna find him. And he's attentive and willing to cater to your needs and treat you like a queen, his queen. That's not easy to find, ladies. If it was so easy, if these men was all over, they're out there, but they walk right past you because you ain't on their radar, because they ain't looking for you. Because a lot of y'all don't qualify for these men, and that's just what it is. Also, side note, I will give a few examples of this so you can all understand what will not happen. And the only way that it could happen, I will tell you the man you would have to be looking for to do it for you. A below average man, a man that has a hard time getting women, those would be your targeted men. So you would sacrifice for the money that you want so desperately, the trips, a man that you're unattractive to go on the trips with, a man to lay in bed next to you that you don't want to be with, that wants to be with you. For the money, that's the price you're going to pay. Because that has nothing to do with God. Your ill intentions that you're coming in with wanting someone for a certain reason is bad enough. Why would God be supportive of that? Ask yourselves that question. If you're coming in on a bad note, with bad intentions, with bad energy, for all the wrong reasons, you're choosing this man, there will be a price to pay for it. It's called karma. You get it only out what you put in. That's it. End of story. Now, if you're talking about expensive trips, nice restaurants, these are things that a husband does for a wife, not a man for a girlfriend. if you're bad enough, body-wise, fine enough, is when I say bad, I mean a baddie. Let me just say baddie. If you're a baddie, meaning an 8, 9, or a 10, you might get them trips. You might get some of them, but you're not going to get it all the time. And you're not going to get that wifely treatment like that all the time, because you're not his wife. Men are not stupid. Okay? They're just not. So, do not expect, lips is dry, got to start working on that. Do not expect the men to do husband things for a woman that could easily get up and just walk away. Your car broke down. You need $1,000 something to fix it, or $800 to fix it. You just started talking to him. You sleeping with him. He's not going to pay for it. He's not coming. You end up sick on your hospital bed. You need somebody to take care of you for the rest of your days. Boyfriend isn't going to be there. You're not his wife. He might try to be nice. He might bring you some flowers. He might come and show some condolences. If he just sleeping with you ladies, he ain't even going to come, because he don't even see you as a girlfriend. So if you're friends with benefits, he ain't showing up. You're no longer able to fulfill your end of the partnership, the transaction. So he will no longer be coming around to deal with you, because there's nothing for him to pay for. There's nothing that he wants. You're not his wife. It's harsh. It sounds bad. But this is the way men are. Remember, men are not emotional creatures like that. We have emotions too, but we're not emotional creatures. We're logical creatures. We do what makes sense. Okay? Women are emotional creatures. So you need time to be able to decide if it's good or not by your feelings. A man can look at you and know if you wifey material, girlfriend material from the very beginning when he meets you. If physically you don't meet the requirements, that man will never marry you. Translation: if he likes hips and a booty, and you have none of that, he's never going to marry you. You can have all the other attributes, you can have all the other qualifications, but that main one that he like, you don't got, so you're automatically, you're out. If you have hips but no booty and he likes booty, you're out. If you have no hips and a fake booty, you're out. We don't like fake stuff. If you have big titties and no booty, you're out. But if it's a man that like titties and he really don't like booty, you're in. So it depends on the man. That's why you have to listen, ladies, to what the men are saying, because the men control access to relationship and marriage. You don't control that. We do. You control sex and babies. Okay? If you're older, babies is off the table. Then you say, well, I get a man that don't want no children, right? Okay, I got something for that. Well, just because he don't want any children don't mean he want an older woman. He still want the options if he paying for it to be able to have it. But let's just say he don't want children. You feel, okay, well, we good. Yes and no. Now, if the man don't want children, you're going to have to bring to the table, if you're older, you're going to have to be more in that area to make up for it. Even if he don't want them, you still going to have to look as good as the women that can have them. Because he gets to choose what he wants to marry or date. And it is a lot of you and a few of him. So even the coochie is not an option, because he can choose. He has a lot more women to choose from when it comes to sex than you have men to choose from of quality. You can get 100 men to sleep with you, but quality is something you're not going to get in that 100 men. You can't get nobody to stay. And if you sleep with 100 men and those men see it, not one of the 100 would ever want to date you serious or ever marry you, because you done been through too many men. When women go through a lot of men, your value lowers. Nobody wants somebody that everybody has had. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but it's still the truth. Continue. Oh, so your bills, you want your bills paid? A man might help you with your stuff once here and there, but he's not going to pay your bills for you. You're not his wife. You want your hair and nails did. He might be nice and go get your hair and nails did once. If you're sleeping with him. If it's something between y'all emotionally. We don't get emotionally attached to somebody we not sleeping with. So just dating you and talking to you and you looking good, that ain't enough. And then if we sleep with you and your attitude bad, we ain't gonna really want to be around that much either, because men really like peace. So if you think just looking good is going to get the man to talk to you, you got a whole nother thing coming. Because if you got a bad attitude, never gonna happen. I heard a lady on the first date say that the man needed to pay for her babysitter for her children to go on a date with him. And he needed to get her hair and her nails did so she could look good on the date. She was never going to get a date. She said that no man would date her. And she didn't even look that good. And no man would date her. Ladies, listen, your opinion about how you look and then your friend girl telling you don't mean nothing to the men. It's to the men the opinion matters. And your life is a reflection of if that's true or not, what you think of yourself, because that will correspond and your life reflected it back to you by you getting the things you wanted more than the things you don't want. Okay? Just had to say it. So all very important things. You're not going to get a man to do that on a normal basis because you're not his wife. That would be a liability to him, not an asset. So he's not going to do it.
But let me just say something to all the ladies, and only ones that are excluded from this are the women that are married. If you married the men for the wrong reasons, it will apply to you as well. But what I'm going to say is this. You ladies are asking a man to do the job of a husband. He is not your husband. If he is a guy who only met you or is sleeping with you or is your boyfriend, a boyfriend does not do the job of a husband. A boyfriend and a husband are two different things. No man is going to do the job of a husband unless he sees you as a wife.
Translation, never going to happen. Men are not fools. Never going to happen.
Or you are his wife. If you're not his wife, he's not entitled to do anything for you. And a lot of you have waited really late in life to make your decision to get with men, and you chose to take the earlier part, your better years, and sleep around.
Translation, lowered your value. Because when you sleep with a lot of men, ladies, you are lowering your value. Whether you understand it or not, whether you believe it or not, does not matter to the men. You are lowering your value and decreasing your chances of ever getting a quality man to marry. Because they will find out through your behavior and other men. Men do talk to men, and they will tell the man if they've been with you. And all the man has to do is see one or two guys you've been with and hear some shit. And just like that, he's not emotional. He will change. He'll walk away from you at the altar. He'll walk away from you in the relationship. If it's bad enough, we're not emotional creatures like that. We're not going to accept that. We're not wired that way. We're just not built like that. Because it lowers your value. It lowers your value in men's eyes. And it counts in men's eyes because men control access to relationship and marriage. We give the rings, we choose the brides, not you. You control sex and babies. We control the end game, relationship and marriage, the things that really count. And yes, sleeping with a lot of men matters. Your past matters. Men want to know where you're coming from when you come to us. We want to know what you've been through. We want to know what we're getting ourselves into. So your past and your past decisions matter to a man. Your past matters, just like ours does.
And now you need husbands. And the problem is, all the women who are unmarried and not in a committed relationship, can't keep a man, is wanting all the things that a husband is supposed to do. Shopping sprees, 5-star restaurants all the time.
I hate to tell you this, but it's not going to happen. Very simple. It's just not going to happen. That's just not the way we're wired. We're never going to do that. So, hate to be the one to bring the bad news, but I'm telling you, it's never going to happen. We're just wired that way, and we're not going to change. You can't change us. That's just the way we are as men.
You're supposed to find you a husband to do that. A boyfriend is not going to put his money into a woman that's a liability that could get up and leave and going to be dating other men. You ladies are crazy. Crazy. The stuff you're asking for is crazy. And the things you're asking the men to do are things you would never do for the men if the shoe was on the other foot. We all know that. So I don't understand what is not understood about, if you're thinking, ladies, that you will not get married, there are consequences for that decision. And the consequences are simple.
Translation. A lot of women are thinking they're not going to get married. And to all the women that think this way, I have a little news to give to you. Okay? If you do not get married, you do not get the treatment of a wife because you are not a wife. A man is not going to spend his money on you like a wife if you're not his wife. This is something that all women need to understand. As men, all men understand this, but the women don't seem to understand this about the men that they want. As men, and a man telling you about men that would know about men, let me say this. All men know that there are things we would do for our wife that we would never do for our girlfriend, but the ladies don't know that. The women don't know that, but the men know that. So what's happening here is women are going on dates and they're complaining about things that the man won't do and don't understand because they see him with the money. They see him with the money, but he won't do it, and they're not understanding that he ain't gonna do those things for you. You didn't help him to get his money. You didn't invest anything into him to get him where he at. He did it on his own. You're not his wife. You're just a woman he is looking to talk to see if he can date. So you should be on your best behavior, and you should be putting in with him, because if you expecting him to do everything, he gonna look. Men are always looking at the future. And if you're like this today, you're going to be like this 2 years from now, a year from now as a wife, if we got to living together. So we already done married you, dated you, slept with you, lived with you, everything with you. And we already seen what it will be like to be with you just in the conversation that we're having. On a date, the first date, it don't take us weeks and months to know this. We know this from the beginning. Y'all need time because you're emotional and you're hard to make decisions, but men are very quick to make decisions. Because we're logical, and every decision we make counts. Because if we make a mistake, we have to live with it forever, and we have to fix it on our own. No one's coming to save us. So it's very risky for a man when it comes to a relationship. A girlfriend is a liability. A wife is an asset. The man will only do wife things towards you if he sees you as a wife, which means you're acting like a wife. Okay? And your Bible doesn't say anything about money, because this has nothing to do with money. It's supposed to be about heart and character, but the black women and a lot of other women have translated and changed the Bible to money. I don't know where you get it from, but God has nothing to do with that. And he doesn't interfere with free will, so he will not be saving you from your decisions. Continue. Translation. That means you need to be acting like a wife and doing things like a wife and moving like a wife to become a wife. You cannot become a wife if you're not moving, acting, thinking, and coming with the energy of a wife. And your Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. It do not say all women are wives, or that a man is supposed to make you into one. You're supposed to already be on that path before we get to you. That's how we find you.
If you don't get married, you will not get the treatment of a wife from a regular man.
Very simple. Men are wired this way. We're never going to change this belief. That's just the way we're wired. We're never going to do that. Not going to happen. Sorry. Got to be somebody to tell you, so might as well be me.
It just won't happen. It is not going to happen. It will never happen. No man is going to be a fool. There are no rich fools or no fools out here with their money that just going to spend it on women that they not even going to be with long. Ladies are crazy. No man that is just seeing you or just sleeping with you is going to do the job of a husband. Let me give you a few examples of that before we end this note. You're stuck 2 hours away and you got a flat in the middle of the night. Husband, boyfriends are not going to do that. He's not going to drive all the way out there to get you unless he sees you as a wife. You want someone to pay all of your bills. Husband, your cookie.
Translation. If you're fine enough, if you're a baddie, he might do it sometimes, but he's not going to do it all the time because you're not his wife. If you're a woman and you look decent or you look pretty good, he's not going to do it all the time. He will do it for you, but there will be an exchange, the same way it will with the baddie. If he comes to do that for you, he going to want something in return because you're not his wife. Now, if he did it for his wife, he wouldn't ask for nothing in return. But because you are not his wife and you just somebody he's seeing and sleeping with, he gonna want something in return if he comes out in the middle of the night to help you with your tire. Period. And a man gonna come out, and if a man come out to help you with that and you don't do nothing for him or show no appreciation or gratitude or, some kind of exchange with him or something nice for him, he ain't gonna do it no more. You might get it once, but you ain't gonna get it more than that. So you could be one of them one-time niggas. And you could be there. There's a lot of them. One time. It happened one time. And you can hold on to that for the rest of your life, or you can get a man that'll do it for you all the time. But again, you have to be an asset to him. He has to see you as a wife. Okay? Just gotta say it.
Valued enough for a man who is just sleeping with you to pay your bills. I had to figure out how I wanted to word it so that you could really get it, because I don't want to go too hard on you guys. But I have to say this because I'm seeing it everywhere I go. I met a lady, and the lady was wanting to go out on a date, and the lady was wanting to date me, but she was dating multiple men at the same time.
If I had known that she was talking to multiple men at the same time and wanting to talk and see other men, I would have never dated her, met with her, or went any further, invested none of my time, energy, money, or resources into her. Because men don't really like that kind of stuff. Y'all ladies do a lot of things that you think is okay. But if you was so okay, then why don't you be upfront and tell the men up front, this is what you're doing. And if you do that, the men will tell you up front that a lot of the men would not be interested in doing it. And I will give you a little secret, ladies. All the men that choose to go ahead and talk to you, they're also seeing other women at the same time, so they will never take you serious. They're not, and those men are only dating and talking to you because they want to sleep with you. That is it. Now, if you ain't going to sleep with him, he's not going to put his money into you. He's not going to give you his time. He's not going to come around. Which to me is only fair. Men don't like to waste their time. And a lot of you ladies come in and lie instead of telling the truth. Because if you told the truth, a lot of men wouldn't talk to you. That's why a lot of y'all tell lies. And you should just be honest, because once he find out, it's worse. Because you would invest your time into something and then he sleep with you and find out you was talking to other men. From the moment he finds out, he ain't gonna talk to you no more. It don't matter what you say. I let him go, I this, I that. It's the fact of the pretenses in which you came in with, and the fact that you lied to him and deceived him, and you were talking to other men. Men are territorial. They don't want to share. They don't want to share. Men don't want a woman that is seeing other men. We don't want it. Now, there are some exceptions to the rules. Let's say you're married or you're in a relationship with another man and you look good. He'll sleep with you and talk to you and see you, but he ain't gonna ever take you serious because you cheating on that guy or you cheating on your husband. And if you did it to him, you'll do it to us. So why would we take that serious? I'm telling you some facts so you can understand it. So you understand me, and so you guys can make some changes. That's what this is about. This is just the truth. Tough, but the truth.
And then thought that I was going to take her seriously when you're dating other men. Listen to me, ladies. And she was older with very little. You guys offer very little. And I'm going to say this as well. This is important. A woman has to offer a man something for marriage. You don't just get marriage because you're sleeping with someone.
In other words, you have to bring something to the table besides yourself and your box. It's not going to work. Not going to work. Your cookies, ain't enough of them. You got to bring a little bit more to the table when you're talking about serious stuff like marriage and a relationship and living with a man, and him signing on to take care of you and be with you for a lifetime and take a bullet and die for you, because he got to be willing to do all that for you. And one thing about men is when they sign on with you, they with you. They with you. They with you all the way. They'll die for you.
A woman has to offer something for marriage.
Translation: sex is not enough. If you want marriage or a serious relationship where a man gonna be living with you and taking you serious, you gotta be willing to offer more than just sex. We get sex from everybody we date when we date them. Men get plenty of sex because there's so many of you guys, that need your tune-ups. I throw a little humor in there, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna get back to business. Let's get back to business. But sex is not enough for us to marry you. We have to get along with you. We have to be able to tolerate you. We have to be able to deal with you. We have to be able to have conversations with you. Y'all are needy. Y'all want a lot of things. Y'all want the guy to hold you, to call you, to be in the house with you on the weekend, to give you all his time, to not talk to other people. Well, what are you offering him for all that stuff he's giving you? If he's going to have the body, you want him to be in shape, so you can be happy with what you see, so you want to sleep with him, then you got to sleep with him a lot. Whenever he wants it, you got to give it. You want him to have the money. He got power. He got options. When he got money, he got options. You want him to do all the hard work and heavy lifting. Everything that needs to be done, you expecting him to do it. And you want him to be faithful, and you want him to just be with you. Then that means you got to be Supergirl. Okay? Wonder Woman. All right? You got to be his Wonder Woman. You got to be able to give him everything he wants when he wants it. So you have to be able to cater to a man. It ain't going to be no arguing and all that, because a man don't want the stress and the drama. He ain't going to marry that. He ain't going to accept that, and he don't want that with him every day stuck to him like a ball and chain for a lifetime. That's like a prison sentence. If I got to be tied to somebody in the same room with them, and they horrible to be around, and they miserable all the time and complaining, nobody wants a woman like that, period. So you got to offer more than just sex. You have to have catering skills to cater to a man. You got to keep yourself up. You got to be friendly to him and nice with a good attitude. Attitude is very important. You got to be willing to give him what he want when he want it. Being with a man that got money, or a man of value, or a man period, when it comes to marriage, you got to give that guy something for all the things he's giving you. If he's being faithful, if he's staying in the house, if he's sitting in there with you and he could be out doing other things, you got to be keeping his attention. You got to keep him occupied. You got to entertain him. And if you don't want to do these things, then you ain't ready for a serious relationship with a man, and you ain't ready for marriage. Because this is what a wife has to do. And that's the thing about feminine women. Feminine women, when you ask them, they say it's a family and a man. You ask an independent woman, her goal, she say career and a job. So her first mind and first priority is everything about her career, her job. Because she thinks that's what's important, when men don't value that stuff at all. And the feminine woman who don't have any career or job, but she's beautiful, she will get a lot more out of the man and out of life with the man than the woman that's independent with her job. Hard to believe, but very true. So you're going to need a little bit more than just opening your legs, because you done did that with Tyrone, Duke, Luke, and Pookie Brown and all them boys, Lil D. And so that ain't nothing special. You have to have something else besides that to offer a man of value, or any man, when it comes to marriage. Period. End of story.
Sex is not you offering him something for marriage. Marriage, a woman's money to buy her husband, because your real money don't count. Your careers don't count. None of it counts because you're not sharing it with men. Let me repeat that, ladies, so you heard me. Your jobs, your careers, and all the shit you went to school for, the shit that you were sold that was all lies, none of that stuff matters to men. If you're not giving me one of your dollars, and you're sitting next to me with $1 million and you won't give me any of it, do I care about your money? Hell no. Would you care about mine if the shoe was on the other foot and I wasn't going to give you none of it? No. So your careers, your jobs is not your money to purchase a man. We're not intimidated by something you ain't even going to give us. We don't care about what you got.
That's impressive to y'all, but that's not impressive to a man. When you ask a woman what she's looking for in a man, she names all the stuff that y'all name, that y'all think we looking for. But that ain't what we're looking for. We're opposite of you. We don't care about that stuff. Y'all care about that stuff. That's impressive to y'all. That's not impressive to a man. It's not impressive to us. It's impressive to you, but not impressive to us. Period. 100% true. We don't care. We just don't care. We don't care about your career, your job, your house, your car. When you meet a man that already has those things, or have goals of having those things, or have had those things, those men that you want that are valued up there, they don't want any of the stuff you got. You might have some stuff, but it ain't nothing like what he had or what he wants, so he don't want yours. So your stuff that you got, that works for a man that's below you that don't want to do anything like the guys y'all make your babies with, but it don't work for the men you want. And a lot of you ladies are looking at all men as we're the same, and we're not. Like all the women are not. So, but where we're all the same at is we want the same things once we get past your physical looks. Every man has different requirements. Some men are way more strict than others about what physically you need to look like before he would even take you serious. Especially rich men and older men. So that's another video. I ain't gonna go all into it with this, but your careers and jobs just don't matter to us ladies, because you're not giving us any of that stuff, so we don't count something we can't use.
A woman's money to purchase her husband is her attitude, her physical looks first, her attitude second, and her ability to cater to a man third. And her being feminine or masculine fourth. Those are the keys. If you have those keys and know how to really treat a man and cater to a man, you guys will have no issues getting married if you take care of yourself and you know how to cater to a man. The problem that a lot of the women are having is a lot of the women are masculine. They're like, it's like marrying or being with another dude when you with a woman. That's cool to bang. That's something you go in there, y'all both can go at it and be aggressive and do all these things to each other, but that's not a person you want to date or marry.
Translation. Masculine women are very difficult to be with. You guys act like men. You're even more masculine than the men are because you do things that masculine men just don't do. Like a man knows with another man not to disrespect a man because very bad things can happen. But you ladies disrespect everybody, including the men and everybody else, and don't seem to care. Masculine women are very combative. Masculine women are very argumentative. Masculine women are very confrontational. Always a problem, always unhappy. Men like to be happy. Men like to feel good about who they around and who they coming home to, who they riding in their sport car with, who they taking the trip with, who they laying in the bed next to. And when you're doing all this masculine stuff, men are not going to be too happy with that. No one wants that to be tied to that or in a relationship with that for a lifetime. They just don't. We don't like masculine women. It's very difficult to have a relationship with a masculine woman. That aggression is good in the bedroom, but not in a relationship and not in marriage. And most men will not marry a masculine woman. Now, when you meet masculine women in life and they're married, they're usually married to average or below average men. And they will say, this is what God sent me. Nobody would accept me for who I was. Because you needed to change. You can't stay who you are and get where you're trying to go. When you want something that's above you, you have to make changes in your life to elevate yourself by making the changes of who you are to who you need to become to get what you trying to get. You can't stay who you are and get where you're trying to go. Changes have to be made. Sacrifices have to be made. It's trade-off and sacrifices. That's what life's about. Period.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. It's important, and I'm going to say this. If a man want to get treated like a king, he cannot ever marry a masculine woman. Masculinity, guys, is not something that a woman can turn off. Women think they can turn off masculinity. You can't. I done looked at it, studied it over and over, experienced it. You cannot turn it off. It's in her thinking, her being, everything she thinks and does and says, masculinity's in it. Example. Why is your glass bigger than mine? Why is your plate bigger than mine? Why your car nicer than mine? Why you get that and I just got this? Why you didn't give me this first? Why you went and got yourself a Rolex and didn't get me one? Why you buying yourself jewelry and you didn't bring me anything? Masculinity, it's like competitiveness, like you're marrying another man. And I'm sorry, but it's very difficult to be with a woman and marry her for a lifetime and deal with her like that for a lifetime. Everything is an argument. Everything is, it's like you married another dude. Yeah, she looked like a woman, but it's like you married another dude. It's the boss chick mentality. A man that's really, really rich, wealthy man, well-off man, he don't want, those men with money do not want to marry another woman with money because she thinks she a boss. He's not going to get treated like a king with a woman like that. She's going to feel she can do stuff when she want to do it, how she wants to do it, because she's a boss when everything is really on him. So what benefit would it be for a man to marry a woman like that? You should never do that. You don't even really want to date masculine women. Masculinity is good in the bedroom, but not good in relationship and not good for marriage. Period. That's good in the bedroom, but not in a relationship. It's just not. And I have to say it because the women are completely lost. They don't seem to get it or understand. Period. And that is a problem. Your money to purchase your husband, ladies, is your physical looks, your attitude, your ability to cater to a man, and you being feminine or masculine. All of those, and honesty. All of those you need for your husband. If you lied, but you got those two of the traits, but the other ones aren't there, you ain't gonna get married. Not to a man you want. If you're not physically in shape, men value physical like a woman values money. If you're physically not what he wants, you're not gonna get him to marry you. Period. If you have the physical looks, but your attitude is horrible, like most of the women we see, he's not gonna marry you. Period. If you have a great job and your attitude is bad, or you're masculine and think that you're more important than the man, you're not gonna get him to marry you. We just don't care about that stuff because you're not giving any. If it's at my table and I can't use it, then I don't even want it at my table. So we don't even look at it. We don't even want it on our table because it's not something we can really use. Now, to be honest with you, the women are supposed to put in just like the men. The more you make, the more in life you have to spend, because you have to maintain the things you buy. I met another lady that came to me talking about she had 2 houses and a boat, and she didn't need no man. But she's on a dating site looking for a man, and she's in her 50s. Listen to me, white lady. White, black, it don't matter, but I'm just showing you that it just don't matter about color when it comes down to this, when it comes to men. She was saying that she had 2 houses and a boat, and she didn't need a man. And I told her, I say, well, since you don't think you need a man, what happens when your 2 houses need repair, like roof repair or plumbing, and your boat breaks down? Then don't call the real men to come fix it. You get your tool belt out and you fucking fix it, because things have to be maintained. The houses that you ladies will go buy has to be maintained. The cars that you ladies want to drive has to be maintained. Men keeps the infrastructure running so that you ladies can feel comfortable and be able to live in the world and feel the way you feel, because the men made it that way. So that the men have made the world so comfortable for the women that they believe that they don't need the men anymore. If the men are taken tomorrow with a snap, all of you motherfucking ladies would die shortly behind it, because the power would go out. Any of you that tried to go do power companies or go get oil and go down in the oceans, y'all all die because you can't handle doing that kind of shit. Most of you ain't strong enough. That's why you don't see you on scaffolds building shit. You guys are not genetically built to do any of the things the men are. So you're always going to need men. There was another lady that wanted to talk to me a couple years back. I won't ever forget it. Had a house. Thought that I was gonna come over and do her lawn for her, because I was talking to her, because I had played patty cake with her a couple of times. She was in for a rude awakening and a very sad reality. I say, I'm not your husband. You have to get a husband for that. Oh, you wouldn't come and cut my... No, what, I look like your lawn boy? I'm not cutting your damn grass. I ain't coming over here doing no hard labor. This ain't my house. My name ain't on this shit. You gonna put my name on it and let me take half of it for fixing it up and doing stuff? Yes, but this is your shit. Then you go ahead and you get somebody to do it, because she left her husband. She left her husband and he remarried, and she can't get married. Attitude horrible. She got a bunch of babies. The babies are grown, and the babies got babies, and everybody's still at the house. It was just a horror show. To her, she was saying that her kids was a blessing. To you, is special to you ladies, but not to a new man. That is a burden, a bunch of baggage, a bunch of stuff that no one wants to deal with, and no man is going to come in and accept all of that shit that she is bringing, because she's offering nothing but problems. She's offering nothing but problems. She ain't offering anything of value to a man that he would want to marry. Ladies, you have to give something to the man for marriage. You have to offer something.
Yeah.